that every day I use a cup or a mug or a plate or a bowl that somebody I know or that I've met, I've purchased it from them. And you get to shake the hand of the person that you're buying from. And to me, that's part of the importance of the handmade movement. But when Lucas was a kid, he had hand knit sweaters and things like that, and they were definitely more appealing to me to use because, again, I knew the person that made them, and there's a connection you get with a handmade object at that level that you don't get with, like, somebody made everything in the world that we use, right? But I don't have this connection to those things. Like, I don't get on an airplane and say, this is the airplane I wanted to be on. Like the 777, guys, you got it right. This is awesome. This is so much better than like a DC-9. I can't even tell. I don't think that way. And nobody does, really, because you don't consider an airplane to be a handmade object, but it is. It's handcrafted, and automobiles are the same way. Even the snow shovel that you use every day in Buffalo in the winter is a handmade object. Somebody assembled that from parts. But the person that assembled it, those industrial objects, they didn't conceive of those objects. And that's how I define a handmade object more, is it was conceived of by the person whose hands actually made it. And that's important to me. If you're in a restaurant and you're drinking out of a cup and you break that cup, falls on the floor and breaks, you don't break down and cry. Okay, there's no emotional attachment you have with that mug at that time. But like any relationship, a handmade object, it grows with you. Okay, so what you see when you buy it, it evolves. That relationship is like any relationship. It evolves over time, and it changes. It's like any relationship. You might not fall out of love with it, but you might wake up one day and look at it and think, why the hell did I buy that? And if something breaks, I had a pot. I stupidly broke a pot the other night. I turned too quickly and bumped into this pot and it shattered. And I cried because it was a pot that is not replaceable. And it was made by the guy that taught me how to throw pots. And he just doesn't make those anymore, and I love these. It was like a Richard DeVore style, like with that, that inside that has that secondary bottom that's kind of hidden a little bit, and really sexy pot. But yeah, it was a very emotional, and it didn't cost me any money. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't. It's irreplaceable diamond or something like that. It's just, it was. I had formed this attachment to this thing over the last 20 years, and I didn't want it to be gone. It's like any loss that's sudden like that. Like if somebody could tell me, okay, in 2 years you're going to lose this pot, you only have 2 years left with it, you might have time to get used to that, right? But I had no time with it. We didn't get to walk in the park one last time, one last sunset.